Alrighty, we are back for episode 3 here on Summit Valley Sports Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jonesy. And before we get straight here into the topics, I want to bring up a few comments I've been getting about the t shirts. I appreciate all the comments. Right now, this is the only color I have for the t-shirts. I have two designs. I have the sunset one and I have the gold foil one I've worn in a few past videos. But right now, currently, only the black tee. I know you guys have seen me in the white and gray tee, but those were just protocols for or prototypes for now, and just testing them for the future. So you'll you'll see them possibly here in the future, but for now, just the black tees. Also, before we get into the podcast, just make sure you guys like, comment, share. I love the comments. Love engaging with you guys here in the industry. So keep it up. Keep it up. It really helps the channel. So first topic for the podcast. UFC confirms Carlos Olberg's ACL injury or ACL tear. So yeah, we knew this was coming. Watching it live, me and the buddies, we did think it was an Achilles injury. You see the pop in the calf, and typically in a Achilles injury, you do see that little like pop that as soon as it ruptures, it jolts in that calf, and you saw it in Carlos's calf, but I guess it was an ACL injury. I'm not sure if it was more ligaments or not. I just seen that Dana White confirmed that. He also confirmed that Olberg will be in Vegas rehabbing with the PI, which I really like. That was great news. A lot of the times, Dana White said this. A lot of times, fighters or athletes, they typically kind of rush through or don't even put in 110% in the rehab process. But you need to. That's the most important, one of the most important parts. Yes, you can get a great surgeon. You could have this great surgery. It goes perfectly fine. But then you have a fighter or athlete who doesn't rehab it correctly or doesn't fully put 110% effort into it and expects to be back in 100%, but that's never the case. You need to put in your time. You need to put in the work in the rehabbing process, and that's how important it is. So when Dana White confirmed that he's not flying back to New Zealand, he's going to be rehabbing there in Las Vegas. I took that as very good news. I think I think the PI is very good at getting athletes back to where they used to be at before injury or after injury, But I think hearing that it was such good news, and um, this brings us to our next topic for the light heavyweight division. It kind of leaves us in a limbo because for the ACL injury, that typically takes 9 to 12 months. I would say if I was Carlos, I wouldn't want to get back into fighting combat until pro- I would say 13, 14 months into it. It takes a long time. I've had plenty of buddies tear their ACL. I've had a buddy, shout out Damon. I've had a buddy tear his ACL 3 times. So I know how bad the injury is. I personally haven't done it myself, but I've seen people put in the work and what it takes to come back from the injury, and it's a lot. It's crazy. It's intense. So I know Carlos can do it though. I know he's gonna really want to get back in there, but he has to take his time and put in that work. Um, but as I was saying, for the 9 to 12 months, they're they're gonna want to fill that void. So for 12 for possibly a year, there can't be an empty champion in that division. So, in my opinion, I think they do Hamzat Chimaev versus Paulo Costa. I've been screaming this from the rooftop. You could watch it in the last podcast. I think that's the fight to make. Hamzat Chimaev has said it multiple times. He only wants to fight one more time in the middleweight division. I and then leave it for his buddy Imavov. So he gets through Sean Strickland. He gets through Sean Strickland in the middleweight division, moves up to light heavyweight division and fight Paulo Costa for the vacant interim heavyweight lightweight belt. Or wow, I just think I just messed that up. Interim light heavyweight belt. Maybe I said that correctly. Who knows? It's been a long day. I've tried to record this like 4 times now. So, um, but yeah, I think that's the fight to make. Paulo Costa has surprised everyone in his last 2 performances. He's put on a show against Roman Kopylov with complete surprise. I was on Paulo Costa in that fight. He was a huge underdog. And then his most recent fight against the undefeated Mirzakhanov, who's a contender currently in the light heavyweight division. So for him to move up into a bigger division, take out a contender, why not? Give him the shot. I know he's been asking for it on social media. He is I think he's in the right to ask for it. The UFC knows they're going to be without their champion for possibly a year, maybe longer, who knows. So, let's book it. Let's get the Boogieman versus Paulo Costa for the empty heavyweight or light heavyweight belt. I think that's the fight to make. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. That personally, I love it. I love that fight. Chimaev to become a double champ in the UFC. I mean, that's what we want. We need superstars. We need superstars back in this organization, and that's what we're gonna get. Uh, Let's jump into the next topic. Mike Malott just knocked out Gilbert Burns. Absolutely crazy. Great performance by Mike Malott, Mr. Canadian himself. For his next opponent, though, that's these are I got 2 names for you guys: Kamara Usman or Leon Edwards. Let me know in the comments as well who you guys would be a better opponent against Mike Malott. I think personally, I would love to see Leon Edwards versus Mr. Canada himself. Mike Malott's a super hot prospect right now. He's on a huge tear. He's putting Canada on the map just by himself. I actually scratch that with Jazuda Vicious right next to his side. But you guys know what I mean. Mike Malott's the Mr. Canada himself. So, um, yeah, I want to see Mike Malott versus Leon Edwards next. I don't think he's booked. Let me know if I'm wrong. But if he is booked, give him Usman. Both names, though, you can't go wrong. If Mike Malott takes out either one of them, that electrifies his name even more in the UFC division. So, or welterweight division. So, I love it personally. I think that's the fight to make as well. We're just playing matchmaker this episode and on episode 3 of the podcast. So, yeah, let's get right into the next topic. Gilbert Burns retiring absolutely by surprise. I know I've already talked about it a little bit on the reaction video recently, but Gilbert Burns retiring, that was such a surprise. I did not see that happening. I'm surprised we didn't do like a farewell. Like, he should have let the UFC know or let anyone know, but no, he kept it to himself. We saw his family there, the right by his fight or at the ring by his fight. So I think that was our little hint right there that Gilbert was gonna be gone. But yeah, such a surprise, so crazy. I just had to throw that in again. Um, yeah, shout out Gilbert Burns. What a great career. Let's get next into I love this topic. The welterweight division for the future. There's so many things happening in this division. We just talked about Mike Malott and the fight to make next, possibly. But there's tons of fights happening. There's Bilal Muhammad versus Bomb Theme. That's an absolute banger. We got Brady versus Bucky. That's crazy fight. We'll talk about this later into the predictions as we get into it in the future. But Yeah, these are. I just wanted to bring up the welterweight division. Ugh, trying to talk too fast now. The welterweight division in the future is crazy. These upcoming fights are, I mean, it's going to put the division on the map. It's already on the map. You got the champ there right now, Makachev. You got my boy Ian Gary, which I want to see that fight. I really want to see that fight. I don't want to see Makachev fight the kid, Morales. I don't think he isn't deserving of it yet. He's electrifying. He's taken the sport by uh, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. Morales is it. He's the real deal, but I don't think Makachev is the next opponent to make for him. It's my boy Ian Gary, and I really want to see that fight. But speaking of other banger fights, we got Prates versus JDM. Absolutely crazy fight. That's filthy, filthy. Let me know in the comments what you guys think on any of these fights or who you guys are leaning towards. I just kind of want to like hear like what you guys are or who you guys are leaning towards for each fight, just to see like um everyone's opinion or some thoughts. Maybe if you think someone's wrestling is better, I don't know. I'm just trying to engage in this crazy welterweight division. It's absolutely nuts. I can't wait to see these fights start banging off. We had just seen Mike Malott that again that started it off. So we're gonna start seeing these fights go 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 welterweight welterweight ding 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 ding. That's the division right now. I'm telling you, that's the division. Let's get next. Oh, this okay. This was a firefight. All right, Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Batista at UFC 329 just got booked. I think that's a rematch. If I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remember if that's a rematch. I'm pretty sure though. Yeah, that's a great fight. That's some of the bantamweights contenders right there. I think whoever wins that is they could whoever wins that, and if they get a crazy finish, sorry about that. If they get a crazy finish, they that could be a contender fight right there to where they fight the champion next. Currently, right now they have Peter Yan. I don't know what's happening in that division. You got my boy Sugar Sean. He's fighting on the White House card against Zahabi. I've been calling for that fight for so long. You've been seeing Zahabi running his mouth, which he's in deserving. He's on a great streak. I give it to Zahabi. I mean, there's another Canadian fighter, but he's been talking about O'Malley. So finally got the fight he's been asking for on the White House card. I think O'Malley pieces him up. I'm going to give you another early pick for the future. But yeah, I think O'Malley pieces him up. But for the champion Peter Yan, I don't know who he fights next. I don't know if the UFC gives him the rematch for Marab. Personally, I do not want to see that. I don't know. I guess you have to. I don't know. I don't know. I really want to see Sean and Peter fight again. I think that's the fight to make for the future. Um, but you also on the sideline another sideline fighter. You got Umar, you got Nurmagomedov over there. So and he's young. I know he's young, so he has time. He has time. But yeah, that bantamweight division is absolutely crazy, just like the welterweight division we were just talking about. Um, Alrighty, let's get straight into the next topic. Oh, okay, yes. Dana White just confirmed that Gable Stevenson will not be fighting, for sure, not be fighting a top 10 heavyweight, which I personally love. Why would you rush a prospect? I hate this. I hate when the UFC does this. They don't do it too often, but sometimes they do it. I hate when they rush prospects who have such a hot name right now, even before they sign, and they rush them into a top 15 or maybe a gatekeeper into the top 15 like immediately for their debut, and then they get beat, and then the steam, the steam from the name is all gone. It's vanished. Everyone's talking their stuff on social media. Let them be the keyboard warriors. I mean, I'd love a keyboard warrior to step into an octagon, closed octagon with a fighter. Um, I'd pay money for that. Anyways, that's another topic. But yeah, I like that Dana White confirmed that he will not be fighting the top 15. I'm trying to think who they would be trying to pair him with. There's not that heavyweight division is not very. I mean, I'm trying to think out of the top 15. Is there Cheedy or not Cheedy? Kennedy and Joku, maybe. Um, yeah, I can't think off the top of my head. I'd have to do a little bit of research, like I did with those other two fights. But yeah, I like that they're not going to rush him. I think Stevenson is the real deal. He's like a Hokit, but oh, if you had to compare them, I think I don't know. I don't know. Hokit, that would be a crazy that. Who knows? We might be talking about a future heavyweight fight in like 4 or 5 years. That would be a crazy fight. Yeah, I think. Off the top of my head, I cannot think though. Off rip. Anyways, we'll get off to the next topic. Sorry about that. I'm just rambling right now.